What truly shapes your destiny? Not dramatic moments, but the small, everyday choices, your habits. Habits are the invisible architects of your life, quietly building your future with each repeated action. If you want to predict your future, just look at the trajectory of your current habits. A tiny shift in your daily routine can steer your life in a completely new direction, just like a plane veering a few degrees off course. Small habits, repeated consistently, compound into remarkable results, far more powerful than any single dramatic effort. This is the core of atomic habits. Tiny changes multiplied by time create extraordinary outcomes. James Clear's 4 laws, make it obvious, attractive, easy, and satisfying, are your blueprint for building good habits and breaking bad ones. Apply these laws to design your environment and routines, making positive behaviors almost inevitable. Your potential is unlocked one atomic habit at a time. Habits are mental shortcuts, automatic behaviors formed by repeating a cue, routine, and reward loop. Your brain automates these loops to save energy, making familiar actions effortless over time. To change a habit, understand and adjust the entire loop, not just the action. Big goals set direction, but systems, your daily habits, drive real progress. Focus on small, consistent actions. They're the building blocks of lasting change. You don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. The results of good habits are often delayed, compounding quietly beneath the surface. Breakthroughs come after persistent effort. Trust the process, even when progress seems invisible. Stick with your habits long enough, and transformation will follow. The first step in changing your behavior is to become aware of it. Many habits are so automatic we don't even notice them. You can't change a habit if you don't know it exists. The first law of behavior change is to make it obvious. Make cues for good habits visible and clear. Instead of vague goals, set a clear plan. I will work out in my living room at 8 a.m. Attach new habits to existing ones and shape your environment so good cues are impossible to miss. By making habits obvious, you set yourself up for success. Human beings are driven by the anticipation of reward. It's not just the reward itself, but the craving for it. The more attractive a behavior seems, the more likely we are to develop a craving for it. The second law of behavior change is to make it attractive. If you want a habit to stick, make it appealing. Use temptation bundling. Pair something you want with something you need to do. For example, only watch your favorite show while exercising. Surround yourself with people who already do the habit. When you make habits attractive, you make them stick. Human nature follows the path of least resistance. We're wired to conserve energy, so we gravitate toward what's easy. The third law of behavior change is to make it easy. Reduce obstacles and friction between you and your good habits. Make your habits convenient and effortless. Try the 2-minute rule. Start with habits that take less than 2 minutes. Prime your environment to make good choices the default. The easier you make it, the more likely you are to follow through. What is rewarded is repeated. What is punished is avoided. This is a fundamental principle of human behavior. For a habit to stick, you need to feel successful. The fourth law of behavior change is to make it satisfying. The human brain prioritizes immediate rewards. So, attach instant gratification to your good habits, like enjoying a smoothie after a workout or marking progress on a chart. Tracking your habits gives you a sense of progress and satisfaction, making it more likely you'll stick with them. Just as we can engineer good habits into our lives, we can reverse engineer the bad ones out. The first law for breaking a bad habit is simple. Make it invisible. Out of sight, out of mind. Remove the cues that trigger your unwanted behaviors. Move distractions out of reach and you'll find it easier to avoid them. Redesign your environment so the right choices are obvious, and the wrong ones are nowhere to be seen. Every action we take is preceded by a prediction. Our brains crave what we believe will be satisfying. To break a bad habit, make it unattractive. Change your perception. Focus on the real drawbacks, not the supposed benefits. When you associate a bad habit with pain or regret, the craving fades. This shift makes it much easier to say no. We're naturally drawn to the path of least resistance. To break a bad habit, make it difficult. Add friction, put obstacles in the way like locking up snacks or unplugging the TV. Each extra step makes the habit less appealing. By designing your environment to make bad habits harder, you shift the balance in your favor, making it easier to do the right thing and harder to do the wrong one. For a habit to stick, it must deliver a satisfying reward. To break a habit, we must invert this, make it unsatisfying. Bad habits feel good now, but the pain comes later. Bring that pain into the present. Use an accountability partner or a habit contract. Attach an immediate, unpleasant cost to your bad habit. When the outcome is instantly painful, your brain learns to avoid it and you break free. Staying motivated is about finding the right level of challenge. Not too hard, not too easy. The Goldilocks rule says we're most engaged when tasks are just manageable. Start small, then gently increase difficulty as you improve. This keeps habits interesting and progress steady, fueling your motivation for the long term. Habit tracking is a simple but powerful way to make your habits last. By marking off each day you follow through, you create a visual cue, see your progress, and get an instant sense of satisfaction. This visual proof motivates you to keep going and builds a streak you'll want to protect. Don't break the chain. Habit tracking turns small wins into lasting change. No matter how consistent you are, life will get in the way. You'll get sick, go on vacation, or have a family emergency. Sooner or later you'll miss a day and your streak will break. The key? Never miss twice. Missing once is just an accident. Missing twice is the start of a new habit. Don't beat yourself up, just get back on track. Perfection isn't the goal. Consistency is. Just get the next one right. Genes shape our strengths, but habits shape our destiny. Your natural talents give you a starting line, but it's your daily actions that determine how far you go. Align your habits with what comes naturally and progress feels easier. Don't worry about the hand you're dealt, focus on playing it well. Habits, not talent, are what lead to mastery. Stephen always struggled to get in shape. He tried gyms and intense routines, but motivation faded fast. Then he read about atomic habits and made a tiny change, 1 push-up a day. It felt silly, but it was easy to stick with. Soon 1 push-up became 5, then 10. That tiny habit sparked a ripple effect. Better food, daily walks, and a new identity. A year later, Stephen was transformed, all from one small, consistent action. Sarah felt constantly overwhelmed by the clutter in her home. Piles of mail, clothes draped over chairs, and a messy kitchen counter were the norm. Every weekend she would promise herself she would finally tackle the mess. But looking at the mountain of work, she felt paralyzed. The task seemed so enormous that she did not know where to begin. So she would put it off, and the clutter would continue to grow, along with her stress and anxiety. Her environment was a constant source of low-grade frustration, draining her energy and making it hard to relax. She was trapped in a cycle of procrastination and guilt. Inspired by the 2-minute rule, Sarah decided to change her approach. She abandoned the idea of a massive weekend cleaning session. Instead, she set a new, simple rule for herself. She would tidy up for just 2 minutes every evening before bed. She set a timer on her phone and got to work. Some nights that meant simply putting a few dishes in the dishwasher. Other nights it was sorting a small pile of mail. The goal was not to clean the whole house. The goal was simply to start the habit of tidying up. It was a small, manageable task that she could accomplish without feeling overwhelmed. At first, 2 minutes did not seem to make much of a difference, but Sarah stuck with it. The act of setting the timer and starting became a ritual. It was easy, and checking it off her mental list each night was satisfying. Soon, just like Stephen with his push-ups, she found herself continuing after the timer went off. I might as well finish loading the dishwasher, she would think. The 2-minute rule was a gateway. It got her over the biggest hurdle starting. By making the habit incredibly easy, she removed the friction that had kept her paralyzed for so long. Over several months, the transformation was remarkable. Her home became progressively neater and more organized. More importantly, her mindset changed. She no longer saw herself as a messy person. She was someone who kept a tidy home. The constant feeling of being overwhelmed was replaced by a sense of calm and control. Sarah's story shows how the 2-minute rule can be applied to almost any area of life. By shrinking your desired habit down to its smallest possible version, you make it easy to start and build momentum, turning a dreaded chore into a satisfying and sustainable routine. Now it is your turn to apply these ideas. You do not need to wait for the perfect moment to begin. You can start building better habits right now, today. The key is to start small and make it incredibly easy to succeed. Here's a quick start guide with practical tips you can use immediately. First, pick one and only one new habit you want to build. Do not try to change everything at once. Choose something small that will have a positive impact on your life. Maybe you want to read more, drink more water, or feel less stressed. Choose your single focus area. Next, use the 2-minute rule to scale it down. Your goal is to make the starting ritual so simple it takes less than 2 minutes to complete. Read more becomes read 1 page, drink more water becomes fill 1 glass of water, meditate every day becomes sit and breathe for 1 minute. Write down your 2-minute version of the habit. This is not your final goal, but it is your starting line. The purpose is to master the art of showing up. Make it so easy you cannot say no, even on your worst days. This is the foundation upon which you will build everything else. Then use habit stacking to anchor your new habit to an existing routine. Ask yourself, what is something I already do every single day without fail? Maybe it is brushing your teeth, making coffee, or getting into bed. Now, link your new 2-minute habit to that existing one. The formula is, after current habit, I will new 2-minute habit. For example, after I brush my teeth in the morning, I will read 1 page of a book. Or, after I turn off my computer for the day, I will sit and meditate for 1 minute. This makes the cue for your new habit obvious and automatic. Finally, track your progress. Get a calendar or a notebook and put a big X on each day you complete your 2-minute habit. Your only goal at the beginning is to not break the chain. This simple act of tracking provides immediate satisfaction and creates a visual record of your progress. It turns habit formation into a fun game. Do not focus on the results. Focus on sticking to the process. By following these simple, practical steps, you can start your journey of change today. Remember, every big oak tree starts as a tiny acorn. Your remarkable future starts with one small atomic habit. You have now explored the powerful framework of atomic habits. You understand that your life is not defined by grand, transformative moments, but by the small, everyday choices you make. These choices, these tiny habits, are the atoms that build the molecules of your existence. They compound over time, for better or for worse, leading you toward the person you are destined to become. This knowledge is a powerful tool. It hands you the architect's blueprint for your own life. You are not a passive observer of your circumstances, you are the designer of your daily routines, and therefore the creator of your future. The journey of 1,000 miles, as the old proverb goes, begins with a single step. This is the essence of atomic habits. You do not need to overwhelm yourself with massive goals or revolutionary changes. All you need to do is take one small positive step, then another and another. The 4 laws of behavior. Change, make it obvious, attractive, easy, and satisfying. Provide a clear and simple roadmap for this journey. They show you how to work with your human nature, not against it. By making good habits the path of least resistance, you make success the most likely outcome. Think back to the stories of Stephen and Sarah. Stephen did not start by running a marathon. He started with a single push-up. Sarah did not start by decluttering her entire house. She started by tidying up for just 2 minutes. Their transformations were not the result of a sudden burst of heroic effort. They were the product of small, consistent actions that grew over time. Their stories are not unique exceptions, they are proof of a universal principle. Remarkable results do not require remarkable actions, they only require small actions, repeated with remarkable consistency. This is your invitation to begin. Do not wait for next week, next month, or next year. The perfect time to start will never arrive. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago, but the second best time is now. Your journey starts today, with one small, manageable change. Choose one tiny habit, make it obvious, make it attractive, make it easy, make it satisfying. Take that first step, no matter how small it seems. This single action is a vote for the person you want to become. It is a declaration that you are ready to start building a better future. Every action you take is a seed you plant for your future self. Each habit is a vote for the person you wish to become. Your identity is shaped by the accumulation of your daily actions. Over time, these small wins build a powerful belief in yourself. Your future self is watching what you do right now. All that is left is to take action. Take the first step. Your future self will thank you.